All right, what is going on, guys? My name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler, and today we've got a couple of my favorite cars out here. I've got my RC four-wheel drive Bully 2 MOA, and then I've got my crazed Unstuck Sporty. These are two competition cars. Now, in this style of cars, typically these are referred to as the sportsman class. They're called shafties or sporties, and these are pro cars. This is a motor on axle car, so it's got two motors on each axle, or one motor on each axle, which means two motors. So today I want to run these things head to head on a course that I've set up, and I actually had a lot of help from my buddy Luke over at Scumbag RC. We recently had a competition that High Noon Hobby came down to Sand Hollow and threw an RC comp, and we set up a couple courses, and I turned them up just a little bit in a few spots to really challenge these cars here. So I have some gates set up, but this isn't even really my course. So it should be a good time to see who can outperform who. So course 1 and 2, let's decide which course we're gonna run first with a coin, and then we're gonna decide which car runs first with a coin. So course 1 would be heads, course 2 would be tails. Let's see what comes up first here. I guess we'll have to move the MOA. Okay, I guess that's tails because that's not heads. So course 2, who's gonna run first? I got the MOA first and the Sporty second, so MOA is heads. Let's see how this goes. And we got heads, so we're gonna run course 2, which is the upper course, and we're gonna be running it with the MOA there. So let's take a look at this thing out on the rocks. We're gonna chat about it as we go and see how this thing handles the gates. I'm gonna do my best to get some good audio here, but just quick rundown on the cars. I've got a Flysky GT5 on the Sporty, and then I've got my rugged DX5 here for the MOA, because the rugged is smart enough to mix two inputs into one throttle channel, and because I have two ESCs in this car, I need to be able to mix the throttle channel. So let's get the controller fired up. Let's pinch the GoPro handle here, and then let's hook up the battery. You can hear both ESCs arm and chirp as it goes. They're usually just a little bit delayed off each other. Oh yeah, she's ready to rip. So course 2 is going to be the upper course. Wow, that was a little spicy right there. So let's get lined up, get ready for gate number 1, and then we're going to be running courses with the MOA on course number 2. All right, now I've got to get wrapped around and back up gate number 10 somehow. And gate number 10 is this up. I completely made this up. This is not part of Luke's course, so we're gonna wrap around. We're basically gonna take that same approach down towards the bonus, and then we're gonna front burn our way around, keeping our close eye on gate number 9 still, because the gates are alive. Here we go, getting rotated. Drive straight for a little bit until that rear tire comes off. Start my burn. I need this car to rotate up here. But this has been a long run. And I broke my MOA. Not sure what happened here. It's got no front drive. Well, that was certainly a disappointment. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I'm guessing it probably has something to do with the pinion on the motor shaft, if I were to take a guess. The motor still spins, and the wheels and tires can still freely rotate, and it feels just a slight resistance in there, like there's a pinion on there sliding over that flat spot on the motor shaft possibly. I'm gonna have to take it home and tear it apart, but we're still gonna take a look at the Sporty, run both courses if that car will allow us. And I got to gate 10. I could not make it through gate 10 with the MOA. We'll see if the Sporty can do it. But if the MOA is not doing it, it's very slim chances that the Sporty's going to. Did not quite get a good grip coming out of bonus, which is a little surprising. Here we go. Got a good approach to 10 here. Let's try and stand up a little higher. There we go, I think we got it. That front diff is dragging and the tires aren't going to turn and pull me up. It's going to push me along the ledge instead of letting it climb. And it's gonna fall off. Okay, I went straight to put the tires back harder onto the ground, and then went a little further to get the pumpkin over. I got to take a reverse. Reverse. The fact the MOA didn't make this at all, or even get this close, I'm really happy with the Sporty, but I gotta eat a bunch of reverses here. And we bent a link. Man, rough course, huh? Here we are on the lower course, course number 1. I don't know if I bent a link or not, but I'm absolutely trading these links out. They're lightweight and they're hollow, but God, they have bent every run that I've taken this car on. So they're basically useless. Here we go, driving up. Nice. It's a difficult line because you want to run it. I want to run it like a crack, but the cone's in your way. So nice. Was just able to keep it controlled enough, get the car where I wanted it to go. Diffed out. All right, we got to bail out over here too. And we spit out a driveline. Holy shit, man. This has been a night, I'm telling you. Typically, I will bring out a backup car when I come and drive out here. And tonight is one of the very few nights I did not. And boy, did that bite me. I just twisted the driveline in half on that car. And then I've also got the MOA up there broken. Maybe I'll tinker with it. But everything went wrong, man. That's pretty rough. MOA and Sporty, I guess I got to treat them differently, or I don't know. I'm just so used to being able to like hammer and beat on my my class 2 stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, watching me break my shit. You guys can help support the channel by buying parts for your stuff through the affiliate links. That's where I'm going to get mine. Taking a closer look here, I also snapped an ear off of my universal joint up in there. The drive shaft coming out, the main axle. So that's a problem. I guess I'm good on that side. These were hand ground by the original guy who built this, which never did it any favors really. So I may, guess I'll have to find out what the stock shafts are capable of. All right, guys, we are back to battle again. I've got my MOA and my Sporty out here now. From the time of the first video till now has been a few days, and I've gone out and replaced the parts on the Sporty, as well as figured out and replaced the part in my MOA. The MOA was a broken pin on one of the gears inside the transmission, and then the Sporty twisted a CV shaft in half and twisted the drive shaft in half. So I've replaced the drive shaft with the whole newer setup, and then I also got factory XR front universals in there as well. So car's put back together. I also changed the rear links on the Sporty. I went with a solid rod. They were hollow and very lightweight, but they bent all the time, and it was just more of a headache than it was worth. I'll take an ounce in the rear, like worst case scenario, an ounce. The MOA, I did switch out wheels and tires just for fun, see how those do out here on the car today. So we're gonna run them again head to head and see how the MOA does against the Sporty. This time we're gonna start with the lower course, and I've got my coin here. Heads is the MOA runs first, tails is going to be Sporty runs first. So got my coin, here we go. We got tails. Sporty's up first on the lower course. Let's check it out and see how it does. Here we are rolling on to course with the Sporty. I'm feeling a lot more confident about this car. Like, I've changed some things on it that were weak points that I was a little concerned about with righteous cause, I guess you could call it. I was concerned about the parts breaking that did break. So I'm feeling like it's a better setup at this point, and I'm pretty happy that I was able to do that. So here we are, trying to get that rear to squeeze past that inside one and head on up to gate number 2. Again, I'm probably not going to be racing for time here, but I don't want to like waste all the time on these gates. Very close at the front, but that was intentional. So because of where I had to set my endpoints on my servo, the front universals were modified originally when I picked up the car. And with the stock universals, I don't think there's any difference in where they run as far as angle is concerned. So this is going to be an up gate. Originally, when Luke designed this course, it was a down. Let's take advantage of our room we have, spin around, and just get ourselves lined up square, get on the line we want. Adjust the angle on my GoPro just a little. So I actually want to hit this wall with just a little bit of an angle to essentially make the length from the front driver to the rear passenger just a little longer to help me reach the top of this ledge easier. And then I'm going to turn driver and really put a lot of pressure on that driver front to apply traction to get it to pull this car up this ledge. Working it just a little bit, and up she goes. How awesome is that? I love that that car will do that line. That's a wicked ledge. So from there, we got to work our way over to gate number 4, and after gate 4 is where the car broke originally. So you don't want to make gates out of something you don't need to make a gate out of. So let's keep it simple. Okay, we're going to jump out there. I want to get behind the car to see how I'm getting lined up for the gate. I'm going to get close to the arrow, and I know that it's going to diff out on the front end. So for camera's sake, let's jump down bottom. All differential. So right there, I'm turning towards the gate because the fronts, if they have any traction at all, it's going to rotate the car because it's on its skid plate and it's going to pull those rears away from that cone. It might not always rotate, but if it were to rotate, that's the direction I want it to go. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and beat up my car, so we're going to take an upright. This would be 5 points. That's the upright I want. Okay, now we're going from 4 to gate number 5. We're going to try and squeak past on this ledge, past the 5 cone, but we need to keep our rears away from the 5 cone as well. So if possible, I'd actually like to intentionally dip this rear just a little further off that ledge if possible, but I've got to start turning now to avoid the arrow cone. And as I drive next to it, I can straighten up and turn towards it. Oh, don't do that. Okay, clear on the arrow. 5 should clear. Good on 5, good on the arrow. Okay, we made it through 5 just fine. Now we got to get over to 6, which is a climb. Dropping off some ledges. Alright, there's kind of a ledge on our approach here that I want to climb a little more aggressive than avoid it, just to get me more on the line that I want. There's an overhang I'm going to push into, car should eat it up, aim for 6 and then turn out at the last second. Clear on 6, clear on arrow, on up the car goes. Sweet. So we're doing a good course so far, just taking it gate by gate. Now here we've got gate number 7. We're gonna drive past it and do a big U-turn because I want to run this squared to the ledge. We need to be conscious of where the rears get lined up, so let's go a little further up than we need to and then initiate our turn in. So that way our rear doesn't run into the 7 cone. Now my car has a big forward weight bias. We'll see if it's going to hang by the rear tires or if it's going to fall off and front flip right towards me. And for the breakover on this, it's about the same amount of breakover as what gate 3 is. However, it's a taller ledge. Drag brake there, over the skid. All right, we got out of there. Gave it a little throttle to let that tire rotate and not skid and pull it into gate 7. Now this gate is a lot harder than it looks because it's been polished. We ran this exact gate in our comp. I'll Let's use the old servo wiggle back up. That's rotating me the complete wrong way. So let's go up and around it and then reset. This car's too light to push that bush. All right, let's take the U-turn. So I didn't add on a backup right there to make it easy. Obviously, if I was concerned for time at this point, I would have used a backup. So let's try this angle on it. We're set, we're where we want to be, we're lined up good. I'm ready to just give it a little bump, just to get those rears up. So here we go. That was not enough of a bump. Okay, I've wiggled my way back off that ledge a little bit. Not lined up quite where I want to be, so I'm going to bump with just a little bit of steering angle. Okay, we're back down. One more bump. Learning the car, learning the throttle feel on it. I don't want this tire to come down and settle on me and then have me smash a gate for no reason. Every time I turn driver, it pulls that rear back off the ledge. Okay, now I'm spending a lot of time on this gate. I need to get out of here. Nice, cleaned 8. 9 is tricky. I've typically come into this like really off camber, but there's this little ledge right here and the car never wants to rotate uphill and pull me up that ledge. So I'm trying to go a little straighter into it and hope that those tires stick. Oh, we got a gate there, but that's the closest I've ever got to making that gate. I've never made it. Car's unloading on me. Okay, another upright. These cars usually brake on me when I throttle out on a rollover, is what I've learned. So I'm trying to stop myself from doing that as much. Well, saved a reverse, I guess. Okay, what's our safest path up to 10? Let's avoid the cones. Use that as a hook to hold us up. I just don't want to drive into this for no reason. Here we are through gate number 10, and the Sporty got it done. So we hit 1 cone, 2 uprights, and I don't recall if I backed up or not. I will edit that in if I did. Here's the official score for the Sporty. Let's see how the MOA can stack up. And here comes the MOA on course. Now I've got the use of front burn. Now the negatives here are that we have to drag the rear axle weight of the motor and the transmission up the hills. But the good news is that we have independent control of them. And unfortunately, my controller doesn't have the ability to run rear dig, which is a really useful tool. And the guys who usually do have controllers that can do rear burns, I feel like they don't utilize it enough. I feel like a lot of people don't use the abilities of the rear burn efficiently. So here we go. So if you own an MOA and you've got rear burn, go out and practice with it more. Even if you feel like you use it enough, use it more. Just perfectly setting it down where I wanted. So I'm actually not going to squish the car down right here because I want a little bit of belly clearance. There she goes. Now I can front only and drag the rear down slow. Okay, now I actually did this wrong. It's not going to be a problem though. Okay, here I need the car flattened out because I actually want it to stretch a little. Help me reach up. There it goes. Grab rear only, it's going to hit the skid, but it should pull its belly through. Very, very nice. just messing around trying to get the lines that I want. Head over to gate number 4. Let's see if this car will handle this curb. Not a problem. With the added weight in the rear, I do feel like this car is a little more planted than the Sporty. So I expect, let's get the same view. I do expect to hit my diff here, but the Bully axles are a little better set up with higher clearance than the SCX10 axles are. Yep, I was able to push my pumpkin through there. I'm trying to hold it on this ledge. Use that front burn to rotate the car like I was talking about with the Sporty. Needs the push from the rears. Now I'm going to turn down. I'm in front only to level out the front axle first before the rears start coming off. 4-wheel drive, not a problem. And then we're going to get a better line up and out of here. Just makes it easier setup for gate number 5. Nice. These crawlers do so awesome, even on the MOA. These are cut and shuts. They are 5 1/4. They were 19475s. And I usually run these on my Chupacabra, but today I just thought it'd be fun to try them on the MOA. Okay, close to the arrow here, again, intentionally. That was really close. The rear is going to be close, but it's going to be good. Get away from the arrow. We're all set there. Okay, gate number 6. I'm going to stay on this triangular rock. Okay. We're in a bad spot at this point, and it's because I tried to stay on that triangular rock. Let's wiggle, 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 wiggle. This servo's not as fast. If we try and burn, it's not helping us. Okay, I got to take a reverse, 4-wheel drive. And that was just because I was playing my own dumb little game. Right there, I was in 4-wheel drive, but you could see the front was a little bound up and the rear pushed, but just by itself while the front was jammed up. Through gate 6, had to add a reverse onto it, but we got it clean. And I know why that I had to do that reverse, just my own dumbass fault. So let's hook our tire right there. And that's where this car really shines, is its space efficiency, where you can get it set up in a small area and then still pull off and get lined up how you want, despite the fact you used a much smaller area. Okay, I'm going to lock in the rears. Oh, front only, sorry. I was telling my controller 4-wheel drive, and I was like, well, why is it in 4-wheel drive? I'm concerned about the 7-gate. My rears look pretty close to it already. So let's let it rotate, and I'm just going to give it throttle because it's going to need throttle so it doesn't drag into it. All right, we're good. On over to gate number 8, and I feel like this has been a much quicker course. Maybe it's because I already explained all my approaches with the Sporty. Maybe it's because the MOA is easier to work with, I don't know. See if these crawlers can get the traction. Oh man, hurt my foot. Okay, front end's lifted up and a little loud looking. Oh, hit 8. So I typically run rules where both cones are dead, so that's what we're going to do on this one. All right, trying to get these rears up high enough to hold on to that mid ledge. I got to bring the front across now. Use that little pocket right here to bring that front up. Front only. car is shifting down. It won't make this rotation. Sorry, I just heard a strange noise coming from the canyon right over here, and my dog is in the bottom of it. For a second I thought she fell. No, she just dropped her tennis ball and is out there chasing it. Had some pretty good saves. Still haven't backed up yet, but it's time to kill this gate and move on. I can't get any closer to that 9. I hit it. I just don't see how I could do this without hitting a gate. So, just trying to figure out the impossible line, but apparently it's just not possible for this car. I don't think pin tires would make a difference there. So here we are, moving on up to gate number 10. Let's climb here, get our hook, hold the car up, let that rear slide down. Need it to climb that ledge. Here we go. Up and out of gate number 10. Overall, the suspension geometry is a lot more predictable on the MOA. Hit 2 gates instead of 1, but uprights on the Sporty were 5 points each, so there's the equivalent of a gate. So I think I'm like, did I back up in the Sporty? I'm gonna have to check my footage. I think the backup is all that there is on the difference. And I forgot to set up the bonus gate. Both those cars can make the bonus gate. I know that they can. Me and Luke ran them with these cars. So let's hit the second course. Course 2, Sporty's up first. The sun has finally gone down, which is nice because it was 107 when I showed up. It's quite warm. So no more sunglasses, no more hat, letting the air go. All right, Sporty's on course. I had to change from the little battery I was using to a 1300 because I somehow only brought 1 comp battery. Let's see how the car does. All right, guys, let's see if we learned our lesson from the first run of this car. And I think I've officially decided to hell with it. We're just making an impossibly long video. You knew that from the start, I didn't. So I'm just gonna throw up like a ton of footage. If you guys want running footage, here it is. If you don't, you're not the ones watching it anyway. So if you are watching at this point, thank you, I appreciate it. Every time I say that, I get a lot more comments than I think I will of people who actually do watch. Oh, that was bad. Reverse, I didn't learn my lesson. Let's see if we can get the car through though. Oh, buddy. Woo. I think we just squeezed through. Happened a little quicker than I could get my eye on that left cone. I think we're good. Got to get those fronts to stick. Don't want to drive into gate 2. Nice, got the traction. Lots of overdrive. Hang on. Got a remote. And an MOA on course. Let's get that guy out of the way. Here we go. Up to gate number 3. And then let's move my battery pack as well. This is how I transport all my batteries while I'm out here on the trail. Just don't need to have a fire in the truck. As with 107 degrees, who knows what these lipos want to do. Let's just roll out of this. Woo! I didn't want the car to hit one tire first and upset it, and then end up hitting the gate for no reason, when I know that I can throttle through and get it clean. Here we go. Drop down to the side. Using that little rock as a ramp. That was actually just sitting there. I haven't moved that. And then the rear view. Ooh, we're bellied. I think I bumped this the first couple times. This isn't helping at all. I gotta back up or hit a cone. That's the option. So time to bump. Lots of forward bias. Dragged it up, no problem. 4. And on to 5. That's how numbers work. Way to go, I can count. Love that sidewall roll. Already explained my process in the first run. And it worked, so I'm gonna keep going with it. I don't think this one's really a throttle through, it's just staying planted and looking at how the car is moving and what it wants. That one I hit the line right, so cruise through. Turn, I'm gonna go straight for a second and then turn. Then go back. Use that servo to get me off the ledge just a little bit. Take a small movement backwards, but it's not a reverse. So gate number 8, I went back to the original design that Luke set because I already proved that these cars could do it on the first run. So let's try the original setup. And this was my line. A lot of people tried to side hill. I went straight off. Just by turning my steering, look at how much further away I am from that cone. I don't want to wiggle it too much because I don't want to hit 8. But as I go forward, it should square me back out flat and get through 8, no problem. Working our way to 9. There it is. So these gates are tricky because you got to watch 2 cones at the same time and steer towards one and away from one and just dance through them. Yeah, I'm just going to go up and out. Now here's the trick. If you want to turn tighter, turn uphill. Gravity, if you hop it, well, disregard everything I just said. Upright. Typically, if you try and hop your car turning towards uphill, something's wrong. Our XR width spacer came out, so the car's gonna need a little maintenance here. That sucks. Well, give me the mechanical because I had to pick up my car. I just grabbed the axle and just squished it back together. I think I broke a housing. Just wiggle. Oh, buddy. This thing is not in good shape. This is not ideal. Yeah, this thing's doing some funky stuff. This car's busted again. God damn it. I don't know if I just brought a fragile old shelf queen or what, man. But steering's all dicked. Yeah, gotta shut it down. We're way too close to quit. I bet if I didn't get it jammed up like I did. There we go, that's what I wanted. Don't you hit 9, damn it. Okay. Man. Yeah. Seems to be an issue here, guys. Sporty's done again. Big surprise. I have yet to drive this car and not break it. And like, I didn't feel like I was being that mean to it tonight. Didn't take any big falls. All right, MOA. I talk about them a lot, but it's because they're awesome. I had to stop by Sky RC to grab those XR shafts And I did ask Cody while I was in there if he happened to have an SCX10 housing, and he did. So I know that just gotta go get a new SCX10 housing, but it's kind of annoying, you know how it goes. I may end up picking up a couple sets of tires to do some cut and shuts myself. I've been playing with that a little bit. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'd be seeing that. West Desert Wheeler on Instagram. Time for the MOA before it gets too dark. As with most of my videos, I leave links down below for merch. This one's a pretty sweet classic design. Do you guys want to see my ball bag? West Desert Wheeler, and that's where I keep all my cones for all the gates. You can see a few of them down in there. And then shout out to Big Papa Jason for hooking it up with this laser engraved WDW bottle. Those aren't available. There are some available, but I think they're like printed. This bad boy's been lasered. So thanks, Jason. I really appreciate that, dude. All right, I'll shut up. I'll grab the car. Let's get rowing. Say hi, Sydney. Sydney, say hi. Sniff, sniff. Good girl. Don't hit the gate. Come on. Ooh, good line. Okay, I want to drive like up into this ledge like I'm going to go out right. Maybe I can get it up there and get it to hang. Here we go. Here's a line. No, it fell off. Same idea right there. I was just going to try and get a little more aggressive with it than what it's doing right there. But I need the rear to come up the wall. Okay, we made it through. Guess that cone's a little further than when I originally set it, but you know, I'm not a robot. So right here, absolutely because of the rear weight, I can see it in the car. That's what's holding this up. The Sporty, once those fronts get up and planted, it just goes. This guy takes a little bit of work. I'm trying to get the suspension to squish down. Come on. Hey, not that this has anything to do with anything right now. Do you guys watch Crawler Canyon? If you guys like longer form content, it's a smaller channel. He's on his way up. He's doing good stuff. Does wacky projects and has crazy rocks all cemented in his backyard. I'm making this worse for myself. I need to get out of here. But check out Crawler Canyon. Ah, I hit two. Oh, and I finally... Frustrating. If it wasn't challenging, it wouldn't be entertaining. Squat out the car, roll through. Front burnout while hanging on the rear tires. All right. We're really getting low on light. It's time to roll. I also redesigned gate 10 from the first run, so this car may have a shot at making it this time. So now we're on like comp pace. Go fast, but don't do anything stupid along the way. Like hit 7. Ah, I hit 7. take it easy, because if you drop off that ledge turning uphill and it comes down and hits hard with tire rotation, it'll roll the car. And then I'm going to turn into it in the front burn, set it down, drive straight, front only. No, that was 4-wheel. Okay. Again, getting dark. It's time to go. It's been like a 25-minute run. Ooh, buddy, that was close. I'm actually just gonna burn right off and drop down into bonus. Hit 9. Well, this has turned into a dumpster fire. But like, if I don't try the difficult lines, then I need to know to just run the original lines that I really plan on and not do like crazy hard stuff like that. Although there might be courses in the future where I'm forced to do stuff like that, so that's why I'm practicing. I don't have a ton of wheel time with my comp car, really. It's like, well, I hit bonus, cool. Let's blame it on it being dark. Let's just blame something. It can't be my fault. It can't be shitty driving. Or the fact that it's 107. See, we can find other reasons, other things to blame. Let's see if we can set her down. I want to scrub sidewall in. Yep, just like that. What's the rear gonna do when it falls? Stay planted. Beautiful. Push with the rears, front only to pull the front end up and out as much as we can. Nice, got through 10 clean. The only new gate that I clean, the only gate that I do clean is the one that I've never run before. So there you go, out of gate number 10. Seriously though, if you watch through all this shenanigans, it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm not gonna hate uploading and exporting this. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Clearly you like something going on, or you're just not paying attention, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I really appreciate it though. Hit the links down below. It's how you can support me. I am full-time on YouTube, which is why I'm out here messing around in the middle of the night. Sydney sends thanks. Hey, send thanks. You send your thanks. Oh, you think you're in trouble. Good dog. All right, guys, we will see you in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.